Let me take you to a small coastal town called Portobello. It was a quiet place. The streets were narrow, the houses were painted in bright colors, and the ocean was always there, blue and endless. In this town, there lived a young woman named Emma. She was 28 years old. She had long auburn hair and green eyes. She was an artist. She painted beautiful landscapes. But she was also a dreamer. She spent many hours looking at the ocean, thinking about life, love, and the future. Emma was happy, but she was also lonely. She had a good life. She had friends. She had a small studio where she painted. But something was missing. She felt it in her heart. She was waiting for something. She did not know what it was, but she was waiting. One rainy afternoon, Emma decided to go for a walk. She loved the rain. She loved the way it made everything look soft and dreamy. She put on her yellow raincoat and walked to the beach. The wind was strong. The waves were crashing against the rocks. It was beautiful and wild. As she walked along the shore, she noticed something in the sand. It was a small bottle. Inside the bottle, there was a piece of paper. Emma picked it up. Her hands were shaking. She opened the bottle carefully and pulled out the paper. It was a letter. The letter was written in beautiful handwriting. It said, "To whoever finds this letter, my name is Daniel. I am writing this because I am lost, not lost in the physical sense. I know where I am. I'm in a small town by the ocean. But I am lost in my heart. I came here to escape. I came here to forget someone. But I cannot forget her. She is everywhere. She is in the rain. She is in the wind. She is in my dreams. If you are reading this, please know that love is the most beautiful and painful thing in the world. Do not give up on it. I am trying not to. Sincerely, Daniel." Emma read the letter 3 times. Her heart was beating fast. She looked around. There was no one on the beach. The rain was falling harder now. She put the letter in her pocket and walked home. That night, she could not sleep. She kept thinking about Daniel. Who was he? Why was he so sad? What happened to the woman he loved? The next day, Emma went back to the beach. She wanted to find him. She did not know what he looked like. She only had his name and his beautiful words. She walked along the shore, looking for a man who seemed lost. She saw a few people, but no one seemed to be Daniel. She decided to go to the local cafe. It was a small place called the Blue Wave. She sat by the window and ordered a cup of hot chocolate. She took out the letter and read it again. She was so focused on the letter that she did not notice the man who walked in. He was tall. He had dark hair and sad blue eyes. He ordered a cup of black coffee and sat at a table across from her. He looked out the window. He seemed to be thinking about something far away. Emma looked at him. Something about him seemed familiar. She did not know why. She wanted to talk to him, but she was shy. She looked down at the letter again, and then she had an idea. She walked over to his table. She said, "Excuse me, I found this letter on the beach yesterday. Are you Daniel?" The man looked up. His eyes widened. He looked at the letter. He said, "How did you find that?" "I threw it into the ocean days ago. I never expected anyone to read it." Emma smiled. She said, "Well, I found it, and I read it. It is a beautiful letter." Daniel looked at her. He said, "Thank you. I wrote it on a difficult day. I was feeling very sad." Emma sat down across from him. She said, "You wrote about love, about someone you cannot forget. Who is she?" Daniel sighed. He said, "Her name is Sophie. She was my girlfriend. We were together for 5 years. I loved her more than anything. But I made a mistake. A big mistake. I was so focused on my career that I forgot to be present with her. I forgot to show her how much I loved her. And she left me. She moved to another country. She said she needed space." Emma listened carefully. She said, "That must have been very hard for you." Daniel said, It was. I came to Portobello to clear my head. I have been here for 2 weeks. I walk on the beach every day. I think about her every day. And I still love her every day. Emma looked at him with kind eyes. She said, "Daniel, I do not know you very well, but I can tell that you are a good person. You have a beautiful heart. Do not give up on love." "Your letter said that. Do not give up on it." Daniel smiled for the first time. He said, "You are right. I should not give up." "Thank you, Emma." Emma was surprised. She said, "How did you know my name?" Daniel laughed. He said, "Your name is on your art bag." Emma looked at her bag. She laughed too. She said, "I am an artist. I paint landscapes." Daniel said, "I would love to see your work sometime." Emma smiled. She said, "Maybe tomorrow. I will be at the beach painting. You can come if you want." Daniel nodded. He said, "I would like that very much." And so a friendship began. It started with a letter in a bottle. It started with rain and waves and a chance meeting. But it was only the beginning. The next day, Emma arrived at the beach early. She set up her easel and her paints. She looked at the ocean. The sky was clear. The water was a deep blue. It was a perfect day for painting. She started to mix her colors. She painted the waves. She painted the clouds. She painted the light that danced on the water. After about an hour, she heard footsteps behind her. She turned around. It was Daniel. He was wearing a white shirt and blue jeans. He looked more relaxed than the day before. He smiled. He said, "Good morning, Emma. I hope I'm not too early." Emma said, "Not at all. I am happy you came. Come, look at what I am painting." Daniel walked closer. He looked at the canvas. He said, "This is beautiful. You are very talented. The colors are so vibrant. I can almost feel the wind and the water." Emma blushed. She said, "Thank you. Painting is my way of expressing what I feel. When I cannot say something with words, I say it with colors." Daniel said, "I understand that. I feel the same way about writing. I write poetry." Emma looked at him with interest. She said, "Poetry? That is wonderful. Would you share one with me?" Daniel hesitated. He said, "I have not shared my poetry with anyone in a long time, but for you I will make an exception." He took out a small notebook from his pocket. He opened it and read aloud. "The ocean knows my secrets. The wind carries my sighs. I search for you in the sunrise and find you in my eyes. I thought I had lost you forever, but the waves brought me hope. A stranger found my letter and helped me learn to cope." Emma listened. Her eyes were wet with tears. She said, "Daniel, that is beautiful. I have never heard anything like it." Daniel said, "You inspired me. I wrote that last night after I met you. I was thinking about how kind you were to me. You gave me hope again." Emma felt her heart beat faster. She looked at him. For a moment, neither of them spoke. They just looked at each other. The waves crashed. The seagulls flew overhead. It was a perfect moment. Then Daniel said, "Emma, can I tell you something?" She said, "Of course." He said, "I came to Portobello to forget Sophie, but I think I came here to meet you. I did not know it until this moment. But meeting you feels different. It feels like fate." Emma looked down. She said, "Daniel, you are still in love with Sophie." Daniel shook his head. He said, "I thought I was, but now I'm not sure. When I am with you, I do not think about her. I only think about you." Emma smiled. She said, "Let us not rush things. Let us just enjoy this time together. Let us be friends first." Daniel agreed. He said, "You are right. Let us take it slow, but I am happy to be here with you." They spent the rest of the day together. They walked on the beach. They talked about their lives. Emma told him about her childhood. She told him about her dreams of becoming a famous artist. Daniel told her about his work as a writer. He told her about his travels and his love for the ocean. As the sun began to set, they sat on the sand. The sky turned orange and pink. It was breathtaking. Emma said, "This is my favorite time of day, the sunset. It reminds me that every day can be beautiful, even after the darkest moments." Daniel looked at her. He said, "You are beautiful, Emma, inside and out." That night, Daniel walked her home. They stood at her door. The moon was bright. The stars were out. Daniel said, "Thank you for today. It was the best day I've had in a long time." Emma said, "Thank you too. I really enjoyed it." Daniel said, "Can I see you tomorrow?" Emma smiled. She said, "I would like that." Daniel turned to leave, but then he stopped. He said, "Emma, one more thing." She said, "Yes?" He said, "I'm going to write a new poem tonight. It will be about a girl who found a letter in the rain, a girl who changed everything." Emma's eyes filled with tears. She said, "I will be waiting to read it." A few weeks passed. Emma and Daniel saw each other almost every day. They walked on the beach. They had coffee at the Blue Wave. They watched the sunset together. Daniel wrote poems for Emma. Emma painted portraits of Daniel. They were happy. They were falling in love. But one afternoon, everything changed. Daniel received a phone call. His face went pale. He said, "It is Sophie. I have to take this." He walked away. When he came back, he said, "Sophie is coming to Portobello. She wants to get back together." Emma felt her world stop. Daniel looked into her eyes. He said, "I think I love you, Emma. These past few weeks have been the happiest of my life. I do not want to lose you," Emma said. "Daniel, you need closure. You need to talk to her. I will be here." The next day, Daniel went to the airport. He saw Sophie. He said, "Sophie, I have met someone. Her name is Emma. I am in love with her." Sophie cried, but she understood. Daniel came back to Emma. He said, "I chose you, Emma. I chose us." Emma cried tears of joy. She said, "I love you, Daniel." And so, they began a new chapter. They moved into a small house by the beach. Emma set up her art studio. Daniel set up his writing desk. They could see the ocean from their home. One evening, Daniel took Emma to the beach. He got down on one knee. He pulled out a small ring. He said, "Emma, from the moment I met you, my life changed." "Will you marry me?" Emma cried. She said, "Yes, Daniel. 1,000 times yes." Their wedding was small and simple. It was on the beach. The sun was setting. The sky was pink and orange. They wrote their own vows. Emma said, "Daniel, you came to me as a stranger. You were lost and broken. But I saw your beautiful heart. I choose you for today. I choose you for tomorrow. I choose you for forever." Daniel said, "Emma, you found my letter. You found me. You saved me. Love is about patience. Love is about understanding. And I promise to show up for you every single day." Thank you so much for listening to Emma and Daniel's love story. I hope it touched your heart. I hope it taught you something new. If you like this story, please subscribe to this channel. Click the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. That way you will never miss a new story. And please leave a comment below. Tell me, have you ever had a moment that felt like fate? Write your story in the comments. Let us practice English together. Until next time, keep your heart open, keep your mind curious, and never stop learning. See you in the next story. Love always finds a way, and so will you.